quite often we go into something, a conversation, whatever, and we think that we're solving a problem for someone. We think we're solving this problem for our client or a customer. And yet, quite often we can be solving the wrong problem, because what we're listening to is the spoken problem, not the unsaid problems. Can you explain that concept a little bit further?
So for most of us in our life, we're so busy that all we do is we skirt across the top and the superficial. What somebody says is something we'll discuss and we'll keep going there. But that's why it's called deep listening. You know, we want to get the level below and the level below that. And I think for a lot of the people I work with in my corporate work, they will often accept the first thing that you say. You know, a staff member will walk in and go, I'm not enjoying my work. And what else is that about is what you want to explore, because we all have to work. And I think the same is true for writing. What we think we're solving, the problem we're solving for our reader, is quite often not their real issue. So for me, one of the things I did, I guess this gets a bit meta. So when your expertise is listening, one of the things you have to role model every day is listening. So the process of listening for me, I surveyed nearly 180 people to get their input into the book. And what I noticed was something very dramatic when I got the results coming back in. The problem I thought people had and the problem they actually had were completely different. I thought their problems were much more sophisticated. I thought their problems were much more nuanced. And for a lot of people dealing with listening, it's just racing from one meeting to the next, from one call to the next, running out of the house, feeding the kids, getting into the car and getting on the phone. So because I listened to what wasn't being said through the survey tools, and I had some very small groups that I got together, I call them focus groups for want of a better word, but I just hosted some breakfasts and tested some ideas with people. The things they were talking about and what I thought were their problems were two completely different things. And that honed my book. That's why I know it's nuanced, it's complex, it's potent, it's all those things that people talk about, because I was listening to real readers, or the people that I thought would read the book, and listen to what they were talking about. And again, because of your process, halfway through just going, yeah, that's okay, let's include that. Let's go deeper on level 1 and 2 and don't get so fancy pants about the higher levels of learning in the book. I think part of it means you've got to have a humility when you're writing that says you're the expert and you know nothing. You're the expert and you've spent all your time researching this, and yet you've got to go back to the people who are going to read this book and go, does this make sense? So for me, one of the things I loved about the process that you and I went through, it wasn't like, ta-da, here's my book. There was a process of progressive reveal and testing, and Renee was one of the people that I consistently tested the book with to go, does this work? Yes or no, on the right track? Those small breakfast groups that I hosted to go, hey, what do you think about this? And I'd send them a chapter in advance to read and just come and discuss it. And listening to what they were saying, wow, was nothing like where I started off writing.